So growing up broke, I think it's kind of a loose term. I mean, we weren't really broke.
No, I mean, okay, so first thing I think we should definitely point out is that we didn't grow up as kids broke. We had a great middle-class family. Upbringing was phenomenal. But the idea of growing up broke has been since we've been adults. I mean, since I've been an adult, since I've been like 18 to 20, I've basically been growing up broke. I've spent all my money and all my time trying to be an entrepreneur.
Yep.
So, like, day to day, I don't have much. I'm used to getting by with very, very little. But I've always been able to sort of put my money and all of anything I've made, I throw back into projects. I mean, I lost my first $5,000 when I was 21 years old, putting on a big music show. That worked out fucking great. It was the middle of December, and I remember it was like December 19th at Elmo Combo.
Was that for Megan's concert?
That was for Megan's
in
thing.
the backyard.
Yeah. No. This was we did downtown. I had a bunch of huge people. I had radio personalities there. They were doing this big thing. It was all this, and then it was minus 20 fucking degrees, and nobody showed up. I'm like, sweet. Now let me pay everybody out of my pocket. So I ate a whole pile of shit that day.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do, though.
That's what I've had. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. That's like growing up broke. It's like we've had money, but we spend I spend everything I've got on trying to get ahead and trying to win.
I mean, the thing is, you've eaten shit quite a bit.
I've eaten all the shit.
Essentially. Like, you inspire me to eat shit.
Yeah, I got a huge spoon. I eat it all day.
You know what I mean? But like,
I actually learned to like the taste.
It's the point where I'm happy eating shit for you. I don't mind eating your shit.
That's so good.
You know what I mean?
Episode 1, eating Jonathan's shit.
Yeah, episode 1. The shit eaters.
No, I think you know what I think we can do is just give everybody sort of a quick just sort of a rundown of who we are. So obviously I've been a struggling entrepreneur for about 12 years now. I'm 32. I'll be 33 next week. And for me, it's been a long journey of it's self-discovery. It's figuring out where you want to be. I mean, I didn't really grow up and have a great support network for entrepreneurship. I didn't have any great mentors. And that's me. That's on me. That's not on anybody. That's just how it went.
It's also where you grew up as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, growing up in a small town where everything's so isolated and anybody with a big idea is basically considered a fucking idiot. So I left as soon as I could, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's sort of that. I think one of the challenges with a small town is that it does keep you in a bit of a bubble. People don't like. Why are you shouldn't be able to dream so big, or try to reach the stars when you're in a small town because no one gets to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, that's not a huge deal. When I got away, like I moved down to Toronto when I was 18, 19. I never really went back. But for me, like I knew at a young age, it wasn't quite right. I was never made to be an employee. While I did good at jobs that I had, I always, as soon as I get into it and get comfortable, I had to move on.
Yeah.
I'm the type of entrepreneur that had to always build and move on. And when I was younger, I used to make so many fucking excuses because I wouldn't have the resources, the people, or whatever it was. It's just bullshit excuse. But I mean, I've failed more times than you can shake a stick at a bad dog. But that's what's made me who I am. I have failed at like probably 100 things at least in business. I fail every single day. I suck at so much stuff and eat so much shit, but it makes you who you are. It makes you more resilient.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at now. Right now, as an entrepreneur, I guess I got a couple restaurants on the go, development company, a couple of, tech media things, but the primary for me is definitely restaurants and building.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We're both kind of in a similar boat where I'm kind of a little bit behind. You have all that. I have a dog. I mean, I don't have a dog. You have a dog. You have a wife. You have these businesses. You have things going on. I have a car I spent way too much money for, and that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny when you grow up, you get this picture of life and how it's supposed to be. It's like you're supposed to have a house and a marriage and a dog and a car and all these other things and all these kids, and then you get there and you realize, holy fuck, I've got so much debt. I can barely keep my head above water.
I mean, that's where I am right now, and I've made enough mistakes that I've finally just started to learn what I should be doing to hit my goals. And before that, I've been basically milking the donkey. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, so it's what it is, man. Like, but now I'm learning this is kind of I feel like this podcast is going to be something that kind of keeps me accountable as well, and kind of keeps me on track. Essentially, this is more of like almost like New Year's resolution almost.
Yeah. No, I think things like this are good. I think this is one of the big reasons why you and I really started this. We've gone such a long way not to make excuses, and this is just one more thing to keep us accountable.
Yeah.
Keep us on task. Going over shit weekly, go over through like what I'm doing, how I'm growing, and the same thing for you. And what's good is we do have two very, very different perspectives. I mean, we're brothers, but we are 6.5 years apart, right?
Yeah.
And it's at a crucial time. I mean, it's interesting. I think a lot of people look at, time gaps make a big difference at certain times in life, you know? If you're a 20-year-old dating a 10-year-old, you go to fucking jail, you weirdo. but if you're a 50-year-old dating a 6-year-old, it's kind of like, sweet, man, getting some young tail. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, like, when you're 6 years younger than someone, it doesn't play a big role, but when you're 6 years younger than an entrepreneur who's just about to turn 33, you being 26, that was a crucial 5-6 year period.
Absolutely, yeah.
6-7 year rather period where, I mean, I failed and became more comfortable in my own skin really through my late 20s and early 30s. I didn't really start to hit a stride till 30. So the difference between like our two opinions and our two avenues right now are so valuable because they are crucial. This is the 10 and 20-year-old. They are crucially different.
Oh yeah. I mean, even from 20 to 30, I can find them halfway through, and how much I've grown even just in the past like year. Like it's every year is getting I'm getting way better, and I honestly I just have to swallow the fact like sometimes I'm wrong. Like sometimes the choices you've made, you think they're right, you're trying to stick to your guns, but then the sooner you realize that it's not helping you progress and hit your goals, that's when you actually start to grow. I mean,
100%.
I mean, just because you realize it doesn't mean you're ready to take on the world. But I think as soon as you do realize it, then you're preparing yourself to.
It's kind of like, you open a can of worms in a sense. Like you see something you can't unsee, or you know
you
something
can make
you can't
excuses,
unknow.
or you can make do with what you have. I think that's kind of essentially what you have to understand.
I think what's tough for a lot of people is they get into these situations where they're so used to being in a certain way, and then they get this new information and they think, oh, well, I've got it figured out now. Every single time I think that I got it figured out, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, and shit gets real bad.
Yeah.
So quick. I'm like, oh, I got it this time. I'm going to be rich.
It's good for you.
No, you're not.
Hot, though, eh?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Man's not hot.
Mine's a little hot.
It's tough, man, and I think that's the same thing too. Is like growing up broke. Yeah, like I mean, my aspirations, honestly, like I'm 0 to $1 billion. That's my big thing. Like I will find a way over the next, whether it takes 20 years or 40 years or 60 years, I'm gonna make $1 billion, equivalent to what $1 billion is now. I mean, if it becomes like, if $1 billion becomes like a loaf of bread, then obviously I'm gonna try to do more with my life. But I mean, it gives me that
sounds
goal.
more attainable for me. Still like bread.
So it's I like that. That's where I'm at. But the reality is, growing up from an adult age to now, having a lot of failures and having some successes, but having learned along the way and grown, it's taught me how to be resourceful. It's taught me how to not make any excuses. And I know that this is like a progression towards I will get to that $1 billion goal. Like that's what I'm after. But I mean, we'll see.
I mean, you're definitely on the right track. But I mean, who am I to say? But I feel like I see every day you're getting better. You're inspiring more people as well too. You feel like your network's getting a little bigger, just because people kind of see what you're doing. And like even me, like I'm a prime example. Like you inspire me. That the reason I'm getting better every day is because of you. Have someone around that inspires you. It doesn't have to be your brother. It doesn't have to be someone that's related to you. But you find that one person that inspires you, that inspires others. That's the person that's going to push you. That's the most important part, I think, because I feel like you did it on your own for the most part. I find, because when you didn't really have. Everyone, that's such a shitty thing. But
no, it's okay.
Everyone in
right?
Everyone in Aurelia just really, no one's really inspiring. You know what I mean? Like we have our parents that are great for us, and they're inspiring in their own ways. But
definitely,
as far as being an entrepreneur and like trying to go and do different things and be that different person, there's not much there to kind of push you and help you, and that's kind of where I found I had help.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate it. I'm glad that I've been there. I do my best to try to be there for as many people in that way. I think one of the things that I like is that because I did a lot of it, I went through a lot of struggles on my own, that I can offer a lot of insight for people that are going through the same struggle. So for me, I talk to a lot of guys or girls and anybody that works with me, and I do whatever I can to try to help them personally develop, because for me to go from where I was to where I am now, like I feel like I'm really close to living, like maximizing my potential for life. Not success, not whatever, but just like I'm becoming a good human, and I'm understanding more about myself. And I think the biggest thing is self-awareness. I've become so self-aware because I've been able to shed so much of my ego through failures and through all these humbling experiences, that if I can kind of give people some insight and try to teach them to be, more self-aware, I think there's a lot of value there. So I mean, that's important, and I appreciate it. I think the thing, to go back to the small town, is it's interesting. I bet if you look up some studies, you'll find that there's been a lot of big successes that come out of very isolated areas, and it's because they're around the right people. You get a lot of successful entrepreneurs. Like, look, they all go to Silicon Valley. Yeah. Like what happens is success breeds success, so it isolates into an area. And the problem sometimes with small towns is there's no hub. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just it's not right for people like you and me because there's nothing to help you.
It makes me sick.
Right, well, it also makes you sick.
Hey, you're saying, I know you're saying, but like,
Yeah. Well, that's the challenge too, right? And for us, or for me anyway, I've never really felt, especially into my 30s, that it's been a money thing. I always used to think money was number one. Now it's like number 5. The big thing is who you're around, what you can do. I actually really got my break being an entrepreneur by getting value for my time. That's really what it was. I ended up getting shares into companies because of what I became capable of doing because I worked my fucking ass off. It wasn't because I finally had money to throw in. It was like, I worked this hard, here's your percentage of this business. Then when I parlay that over, I'm like, okay, wow, I actually got some value out of it.
Yeah.
It was growing up without having anything and working my way towards it without, you know.
once you're self-aware, you finally realize, oh shit, like,
yeah.
I'm worth this, and like, and you're the reason that a lot of that business thrived. What I'm doing right now is helping Jonathan with his second restaurant right now of Nomads. So basically, I'm just trying to do my carpenter work. Get the place built. We're still having problems with the city right now.
Yeah, there's so much
because we're waiting. 5 months, 6 months for a work permit, a very simple work permit.
Yeah, building permit's been submitted September 12th, and it is January 28th. Oh my God, the city.
I'm not good at math. But that's like what, like 9 months?
6 years.
Well, it feels like it anyway.
It's been a tough process, but again, a good learning experience.
Yeah,
It's okay.
and right now for me, this is not like this is not what I want to end up doing. I don't want to end up just building shit. I think it's very pretty. I think, you know what, the satisfaction I get out of doing it, so much fun because it looks fucking mint in there. You know?
Yeah, you're good at what you do too. Like you have an aptitude for it, so it's good. You know what I mean? And I need the help, to be honest with you.
Well, it's fair, and that's why, I mean, you help me, I help you. One of them there, scratch the back, eat the shit kind of situation.
Yeah, Jay.
But yeah, you know what?
That wasn't English.
It's hard to stay motivated when it's a situation like when it's something you don't want to do. I find that's when it's the hardest to stay motivated. When like right now, it's so much easier for me to just get through my day, go home, smoke some trees, eat a bunch of food, and go to sleep. Like that, essentially, like, yeah, that's the easy way out, though. It's fun, it's easy. But the thing is, it's so much easier to do that. But if you don't do that, you actually put the work in, go to the gym after, go do some research, start doing some writing. I finally get so much more satisfaction. You know, you don't get satisfied with just, you wake up in the morning after just getting high, eating food. You feel shitty about yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you have the drive. It's so much easier just to be average. But if you're not satisfied, that's what actually makes you have that push.
Yep. I think the big thing is people make excuses.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole growing up broke thing. It's like everybody around us is broke. They're suffering in one way or another. But people that want to win, they don't make fucking excuses.
Oh, we're not the only ones. Yeah.
No, well, that's the thing is like it resonates. It resonates with a lot of people because I think a lot of people have been in our exact situation, and everybody's got the same opportunities. Like it's just what are you going to do with yourself?
Absolutely. You know what? The thing is, yeah, like we didn't grow up eating ketchup sandwiches. I get it, but at the same time, we didn't have the
One time I had a ketchup and
disposal.
mustard sandwich.
I just couldn't do it. I heard about it. I was like, who does that?
And Danko's mom wasn't there. They used to have all these snacks, and they had no food, so he made us ketchup and mustard sandwiches.
Not even
we
cheese,
must have
eh?
been 8.
No, fuck. That's fair. Quite a few budget meals.
Dude, when I was in college, I went through a phase where it was like you party, and then all I would have money for would be bread and peanut butter or tuna, and that's all I fucking. It's amazing what your body can live on at 19.
I was like,
it.
yeah. The thing is, I was the opposite. Same thing. I bought a fucking Mustang. I'm like, and I have no money. I don't know. I financed the cunt. I'm not even kidding. This is what I did. I went out. I was like, hey, you know what? I need a car, and then I started like shopping really low, and then I looked at another car. I was like, well, this isn't that much more than the other car. And then I went to a fucking Ford dealership. I'm like, well, that's not even much more than that car. Now I'm paying $30,000 for a car when I have no money.
Yeah, that's
the same thing I did in college.
Yeah.
College, I didn't just have, I'll just eat peanut butter and bread. I'm like, nah, get a $5,000 loan. Fuck it. And I spent it all within 2-3 months.
That happens a lot, man.
Oh, it's fucked.
You know what one of the biggest problems is, and I think one of the keys to growing up broke, and why I think it should be a linear process or sort of gradual, I suppose, is because when you grow up with not a ton of money, you have a certain financial consciousness. You think about money a certain way, and you spend it a certain way, and you understand it a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you just all of a sudden fall into money, or you don't know, your financial consciousness doesn't change, and your awareness and ability to manage that money does not get any different.
You'll still almost spend what you have, kind of thing.
Right? Yeah. It's like people have a habit of getting back down to where they were. There's some study done on that, and it's very consistent. So I mean, for me, growing up broke, the value is like, if you learn to make money marginally and in marginal increases, you learn to manage it better. You learn to manage your life better at the same time too. If everything happens all too quick, it ends up being like rags to riches to fucking rags real quick. I mean, you hear so many fucking stories of athletes and musicians and everybody, and they're like super successful, then all of a sudden they've got nothing left. Like, how did you botch $50 million? Are you fucked?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
That's fun. Yeah, I guess it's just like their spending goes up as they make more money, which instead of learning how to live their life the way they used to, they start spending like how much of them in their wallet.
People
right?
don't think about assets. That's exactly it. If you're always used to getting by and spending everything you have, then you get by and spend everything you have. People don't think about building assets and trying to build a future. And it's just fucking. That's too bad. It's the way it goes, though.
Well, that's one of those things. I think it takes. Like a little realization, though. I mean, it depends what your goals are too. Like, you can't. Like, if you're just doing it for money, then you're doing it for. Like, if you're doing it for pride and you're doing it for like if you have goals, then I think the money's not as big of a deal. Then
no, it's not, and I couldn't agree more. I'm living proof of that. I don't give a flying fuck. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I want to have $1 billion, but the billion that I'm chasing is more like it's a pipe dream in the sense that if I actually had $1 billion, I'd probably give most of it away. Like, I would want it just for influence, so I could make a change in the world. I wouldn't want it just so I'd have like $1 billion.
Yeah, like I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do with $1 billion?
I don't even know. That's what I mean. Like, I don't even know what I would do with $1 billion.
Oh fuck, man! I'd hire a bunch of people to fight each other. Is that weird?
That's really fucked up. Man.
Oh, it's kind of like gladiators.
Tickets to the,
All right, cool. But no, with like sock and bop. It's on like not gonna kill each other. Kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's twisted, but I'm into it a little bit.
All right, cool.
If you build it, I will come.
Well, that's the thing. See how ridiculous that is? I don't have any plans. I don't really care about money that much. Essentially, all I want to do is have enough money right now. So far-fetched as it seems, just to be comfortable so that I can still go after my goals.
Yeah, I mean, one of the funny things about that is what is comfortable? What does that look like? I think too many people are vague with what they're after. So, and that's the other thing too. Like, you know me well enough to know that like I have had months where I get so heavily invested into these projects that I'm doing now, where I'm like, sorry, man, can't afford anything. Too busy putting all my money into my assets and I still spend it, but I spend it on these projects. You don't need much to keep moving forward.
No.
You really don't. I think people get so caught up in like, you know, I want to make enough money to do this or do that or whatever. I think you need to be very clear what your goals are, and I think you need to spend more time working towards the goals than worrying about being comfortable. Because I don't know if comfortable ever happens. Then your goals sort of pass you by as time moves along.
Well, I mean, for me, comfortable. I want to just be able to pay my bills, and I want to be able to have enough money to buy food and supplements to go hit my fitness goal as well. Like, honestly, that's it. I can give up partying. I can do these kind of things. Like, if you rationalize, like, I haven't been out partying
in like 2 days.
Oh, fuck
you
off,
sack of
mate.
shit.
Okay, that was. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, so yeah, you caught me at a good time. I did just go. I just party, all right. But I mean, I used to party every other day, and when I mean party fucking hard. I would go. I would just go fucking balls to the walls every time.
Yeah.
And I was consistently working at a bar, and I was making more money than I'm making right now, doing less with my life essentially, but making more money, enough money to go out and get shit kicked. But like, it's just, I don't know. For me, it's like I haven't been partying as much.
No, I don't.
2 days ago, yeah, that's interesting.
You make the adjustments. Well, I think that's the thing is you prioritize and make the adjustments. That's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people look around and go, well, I don't have enough money to live my dream.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't accomplish these goals. I can't be this person because I don't have this.
Yeah.
You know, that's bullshit. That's just an excuse. And I mean, I think that kind of touches on like, why are we calling this show Growing Up Broke? You know, like, why did we decide on growing up broke?
Because it was our decision, though. Because it's not like we didn't have opportunities to make a mediocre amount of money and not be broke.
Of course.
But we're broke because we're comfortably uncomfortable with going after our goals.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think a lot of times, I think the big thing is for us, I think the premise of this, the reality is we don't allow ourselves to make excuses. So growing up broke resonates with people, but we don't make excuses for anything. We don't make excuses for any aspect of our life because of a lack of finance or a lack of resources or a lack of fucking anything. You know what I mean? And I think too many people sit there and, you know, they make excuses for why they can't have the life they want or why they can't do the things they want to do.
I've been there.
Yeah. Well, so have I. I mean, I was there for, you know, there's something in the back of your mind that when you're young and you don't have a ton of money and you aspire to be great, there's still that thing that makes you think, can I really do it? You know, like I always believed in myself and I always like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. But then you have moments where you're like, can I? I don't have all of the advantages these other people have. Well, I'm telling you, yes, 100% you can. You don't need advantages. You just need drive. You need to get up every day, make a list of things to do and fucking do it.
Yeah. It's all in your head. I mean, for me, it's just I have mental barriers, especially like I want to do acting, and
You should be doing acting.
I should be doing
You
it.
did that episode the other day with Chili. It was so fucking funny.
So we're doing the show with through Nomads, the
Chili
restaurant we're
Garden.
doing. It's called we have our chef. It's actually named David.
Chili.
Well, yeah. So he's from Chile. So he is now Chile.
That's
So
his
there's a
nickname.
cooking
He's
segment
become
on for Nomads called Cooking with Chili.
Yeah, this is so funny because we don't use any chili in the cooking.
No, not at all. But so we're just doing episodes of all the people that work with us and people that actually, motivate, and it's fun. It's fun. It's just a fun time on camera. We get to kind of show the food that we cook and kind of show everyone our secrets that of the food that we cook in Nomads kind of thing. So it's fun. It's a fun little thing. And I had fun with you the other day. It was actually, especially with Chili, because he fucking dies on camera.
He's so funny.
He's actually great with
He's
people.
like the most lovable guy.
Yeah, but when he gets on camera, he's like, fuck.
What do I do with my hands?
Wait, yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands right now. But like, he's like, oh shit. He feels like we're like live streaming to like 30 million people. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, like everybody's watching my pants are down.
Oh no.
Like, what the fuck? But you know, it's funny, and that's one of the things I really appreciate about the people that are the people that I've surrounded myself with now is it's you get people out of their comfort zones. Like I know Chili wanted to do film and all these other things for a while. And now that we've kind of been doing it, we're pushing him. He was uncomfortable at first, but now he's getting good with it, and I know it means a lot to him. I know he wants to do it, and me being around him I've been able to push him out of his comfort zone to do more and to be better.
Yeah.
And I really, for me, I think that's a big deal. And that kind of goes back to your point earlier, but that's really what I want. Like, I feel like everybody says, if you surround yourself with 5 rich people, you become the 6th kind of thing. And I feel like if I can, I think of it a different way. I look at it like if I can make 5 or 6 people around me successful, I will inherently become successful. So I do what I can for the other people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like you get a satisfaction. I can see
sure.
it. I can see it in you, and I understand. Like you get a satisfaction from people helping people. You genuinely inspire people, and that's something big. Like not a lot of people get that, and like it's a respect thing too. Like I mean, like people have respect for you, and you earned it. It's not like you didn't like no one owes it to you.
No, that's 100%.
Yeah, one of those rants the other day, and it made complete sense. Like no one owes you respect, but you have it. Like you get it from all different kinds of people back from Cayman, people like that you work with, people that you used to work with, people that you're going to work with soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I think one of the big things is whatever you do in life follows you around everywhere you go, and I think people forget that.
Yeah.
I think people forget that when you treat someone poorly, that follows you. When you treat somebody well, that follows you. When you do good things for people, make sure everybody's taken care of, that follows you. And the more you want to do with your life, the bigger your shadow becomes, right? So the more there is to fill that up. So, and I don't think people should be. I genuinely think people should do it from a place of love and who they are. I don't think people should fake it. I don't think, I better be good because someone's watching. Like fuck that. Just be a good person. It's always the right time to be a good person.
Yeah, but then it's never a problem. Then it's if
Right.
that's genuinely who you are.
Exactly.
You never have to double think anything. You never have to be like, oh, this is like am I acting right now? This is who you are as a person. And that's the biggest difference, I feel.
Yeah.
And there's people out there that think that's who they are right up until they slip up, and you're like,
and then you see who they are, their true colors. You're like, oh, you're just a piece of shit.
When people are like, oh, this guy's a great guy, I'm like, get to know him.
Yeah,
and that's one of those things. It's not it's not about hate or anything. It's just
reality.
Sometimes like
it's a facade. It's ego.
Because I think it's because me and you genuinely are like I'm not perfect, but I'm genuinely me. I'm like when I'm out and with people, I'm genuinely me.
Yeah.
So I expect that from everybody else.
100%.
And when that doesn't happen, it fucking hurts me. Like I hate it. Like it's hard to see people when you meet them and you think, oh, these people are fucking great people, and then later on they say something behind your back or something that like you were just like, really?
They
like,
show their facade.
It's
just
so
like,
fucked.
You're a piece of shit.
And it happens though, and then other people talk to you about that person, and you're like, oh, he's a great guy. I'm like, you know what? It's almost like you just want them to figure it on their own.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
I don't want to talk shit, but
exactly. I'm the same way.
It's one of those things where it's like you just want to drop the subject.
There's no point. I mean, I've gone through life, and there's been so many people that have done so many things that are less than admirable in my direction. It just doesn't. The thing is, and Dad made a good point. He's like, you got where you are being who you are, and you got support from people by being who you are. Just because there's some bad apple coming from another direction, don't become a bad apple as well, because it's going to take away from the person you've become to get where you are. There's no point. You never want to play at anybody's level like that. You get nothing out of it.
Yeah, and like it's just like they have, just everyone has their excuses about why they act how they act, and I'm like,
oh yeah, life of justification. But it's the same thing. Growing up broke, it's like it's the same. It's like I go back to it, and it's like, so why we're calling it this and what we're doing and how it builds into the framework and stuff is it's like everybody makes excuses, but somehow people like you and I manage to get by every week with very, very little.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I'm officially out of bread. And you know what?
Meg's parents bought us groceries last week.
I had their third hand. So you
Third hand roast beef.
I had third hand roast beef. You know what second hand is? So like, oh, it's like a hand. Yeah, someone else gave it to you. I had someone else's roast beef that was given to them by someone else.
You got triple hand roast beef.
Oh, it was triple handed. Yeah, it was. It's interesting. Like, we're also quite the gym rats.
Hundo.
So we try to make it work. The thing is, you need your gains. You heard this. You need your gains. It's hard to get your calories in when you don't have the food. So basically, I'm scarfing down simple carbs and
I just mashed rice, dude. Rice and chicken.
yeah, rice and chicken. Yeah, chicken luxury.
Yeah,
Fucking
you're like,
wow,
chicken.
that thing lived, bro. That's something that's I'm working on pasta and like cans of tuna.
It's like the old no protein diet.
Yeah, like I just wasn't in tuna for a bit there when I had some extra, some disposable income for like fancy chickens and stuff. Look at
Nice.
all these chickens.
Organic.
Yeah, that's that word's fucked. Super expensive. But like now, yeah, like I stockpiled like 10 cans of tuna and now I'm on my last one. It's kind of like, by the way, I'm gonna need some money.
That's fair.
But you know what? You make it work, and especially with the gym and stuff, it's hard when you have, just trying to stay motivated and stay healthy and keep a good lifestyle. Like I feel like the gym is something that I need. Something like I don't need to go out. Gym though is something that I need, and it costs a little extra to keep that good shape.
I think it's like we said, there's so many aspects in life where people make the excuse of not having the resources or not having this or not having that. And I think for us, I think you and I were talking, which is why we really wanted to call this Growing Up Broke, is because we can look at every aspect of our life. We can look at the clothes we wear, the cars we drive. You can't look at the car you drive.
Fuck.
The things we eat, the people we're around, the stuff we do with our time. I mean, it was my anniversary the other day, which Meg and I both fucking forgot, which was hilarious.
That's so good.
It
I
was
posted the
amazing.
picture.
It was aces.
Like what? How'd you guys forget? That's
We went to our restaurant because we're like, we don't want to spend money when we're building assets and building these things and opening up this other restaurant and working on these other businesses. We don't want to spend our money on those things. And that holds true. Like I don't buy new clothes. Like I'm wearing a shirt seen about me for Christmas, and these jeans are fucking 4 years old for sure. They basically become finger painting art. They are covered in tons of shit. Still wear them every day. I don't give a shit. I'm wearing a 22-year-old jacket. That is aces.
That's older than my girlfriend. Oh, Svetlana Korvats.
Korvats. It's so good.
Dude, you realize that you looked at my outfit right now? None of it's yours.
That's a first.
That's crazy. You realize that all my clothing is actually mine? Fuck, do you feel it? Don't look at my hat. It's mine, baby. I got all of it. Dude, I'm not even thought about my underwear. Look at it.
That's my belt. Fuck yes.
Shit.
Yes.
Fuck.
That was so good.
I had it hidden there a bit. I didn't even think about it.
You showed your colors.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's aces. But no, it's the same thing. It's like, no matter what aspect of our life, like when it comes to fitness, I've done a lot with that, and we've done it on no budget. We just make it work.
Yeah.
All these businesses and everything we try to do, we do it with very little. And I think, whether it's, just getting by or just managing your finances, we still go in and live that dream and try to be entrepreneurs and try to win, in everything we do, whether, like I said, social life, things you buy, places you go, we have essentially, for all intents and purposes, grown up broke. I am personally I personally do not keep a stockpile of funds. I take everything I have and put it right into my assets.
Oh, fuck yeah. I wish I don't even have a choice. I have no choice. But I get what you're saying. You put your money back into your business, and it shows like the only way you're going to be as successful as you want to be is by doing that. And like
100%.
But you're teaching me though, like I don't have once I hopefully will catch up a little bit, I'll be able to do the same thing. Like,
absolutely.
I don't want to have to. I've learned my lesson from buying that fucking car. It's fun.
Yeah.
But what a stupid decision. I've learned my lesson.
Dude, your gas light's on when it's over a quarter tank. I'm like, what the fuck? So you give 80 kilometers to empty. I'm like, you've got like 3/8 of a tank. And I went there the other day driving, and I'm like, this is my nightmare. Yeah. This gas light's
this is my nightmare.
Flashing at me.
Oh man, you know what? Yeah, I should have just bought a fucking. No, it was stupid. But yeah. Oh man.
Total donkey decision, but I like the car.
But you know what? It's one of those things where it's like I do enjoy it, and I learn my lesson from it.
And there's value in that.
There's value in fucking doing stupid shit. Yeah. But you know what? I'm I've learned. I think it's gonna get easier for me if I make better decisions from here on out.
Well,
Like,
every time you fuck up, it gets easier. That's
Yeah.
the big thing. And every time you learn to be more resourceful without having anything, it gets easier and you get better.
Yeah.
And that's the big trick. I think a lot of times, like, growing up broke is a linear process from, obviously, I'm not going to be broke when I'm old. That's just not what's going to happen. I'm not going to be broke, like, in the next couple of years. But the thing is, I did it from very, very little. And I've had a lot of great support from people, and people have believed in me. But that's been because of the personal characteristics and qualities I've developed and the work ethic and all these things. It's like, if you put your mind to these things, nothing in you can't make any excuse for not having what you want. No fucking excuse in any aspect of your life. Now, there are going to be times where you have to really isolate your time, whether it's on fitness or work or whatever it is to get ahead. But there is no fucking excuse.
I feel like from an acting point of view, there's so many excuses you can have that you can kind of say. If you genuinely put all your effort in and you go to all these auditions and they're just like, yo, no, like that's a difference between saying like getting in your own head and not even going for the fucking auditions. Or putting the time in. If you put the time in, I get it. Like that's a subjective thing. That's like sometimes you just can't not be that good actor you want to be. But as far as as far as business goes, if you're not good at business, you can find someone that is. They can help you. You know what I mean? Like, but I can't find someone. I guess I could get acting classes.
But here's the thing: you have all these other outlets. Like, look at what you and I are doing. We're sitting down in Meg's studio making a podcast. We're putting it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Look at Tommy Wiseau.
Guy is epically fucking awesome.
The worst movie in history.
But it's the worst movie there is.
Super successful.
He did so well.
He was so bad at trying to be good that it was amazing.
He tried. He put all of his effort in. Put all of his effort in.
There's no excuse. There's no reason why. Yeah. There's nothing.
He's the worst at it, and he still gets. And he
still won because he was
after
fucking.
This next movie too, this guy's gonna be worth $100 million.
Yeah, which is ridiculous from the Bayou. You fucking donkey.
New Orleans, the Bayou.
You're Eastern European. What the fuck?
Oh, amazing.
So good.
That was quite the treat. Introducing to that.
So wrapping things up. So what we're gonna do this weekly, right? We're going to have a chat weekly. Yeah. We're going to have other people on. We're going to do other things. We're going to bring other people on that have kind of grown up broke and have done some things for themselves and didn't make any fucking excuses.
Yeah.
But what's our weekly? Like our weekly, we're going to run down. And I think the big thing is we're going to show people our journey. And, I think we've given people a decent idea of where we're at now, what it's taken to, blah, 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 whatever. But I think the big thing is that you and I will kind of give weekly updates on what it's like to be a 26-year-old, working his thing out, and a 32-year-old. I'll be 33 by next week. Same thing, I think, and then we'll work through how growing up broke and not making excuses is working for us, and what aspects of our life we're busy not making fucking excuses for.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. I think if we can just kind of give a weekly rundown of what's happening that week, because I feel like every week we're gonna be getting into the crazier things that's gonna happen.
Yep.
And maybe even hit different aspects of life. Maybe do some more about fitness and more about, and maybe if we can even touch down based on how hard it is, maybe to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think one of the big things is that everybody glorifies being an entrepreneur. They glorify being an actor. They glorify success, but they don't do enough to show you what the fuck it actually took to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to you are going through it. I'm going through it, and because we're doing it together, you and I have a good rapport with one another and what's happening, and we keep people up to date on the reality of this process.
Yeah.
Stuff that. This could be a very inside look at what the fuck it's going to take for me to go from 0 to $1 billion, or for you to go from a Mustang to a Caravan, or whatever the fuck it is.
Fuck, downgrade and I'm doing better. Fuck me, man.
So, I
just want that loaf of bread, baby.
Yeah, I know. I got some raisin bread in the cupboard there, bud.
I'm taking some home.
It's so good.
Stoked.
All right, so we'll touch base again. So next Sunday we'll sit down again, and I think what we'll do is we'll talk to some people. We'll look for feedback from people that are listening and see what kind of things they want to hear about and what things are, what's on people's mind. If there's any tools or anything we can give people, any experiences, anybody that wants to come on the show, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
We'll just do that, and then you and I will continue sort of talking people through our experiences and what it's taken, and then hopefully in the next 2 years or so we'll be filthy fucking rich, and this will be something pretty sweet to look back on.
It's a good start. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Man. All right. So we'll talk to you guys next week.
Deuces.
See you.
Oh.